Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you some tips on how to get your finances in order. There's never a great time to get your finances in order, but what better time than at the beginning of the year, so you can then reassess it in December and see what improvements you've made and what changes you've made in your spending habits. Getting your finances in order can be quite a stressful situation if you're heavily in debt or if you don't know what your situation is, if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you're in a full-time job which you're not happy with and want to maybe leave that, but you're in a position where you can't afford to. But because you don't know your financial situation, maybe you could be in a position where you could leave the job, or you can make various changes in your financial situation to enable you to leave that job a lot sooner. So getting your finances in order and just knowing your position is such a great thing to do, and it just gives you that peace of mind. Things might not be as bad as they seem, or things might be better. So today I'm going to give you some basic tips on how you can assess all your expenditure and all your income and see what your financial position is at the end of the month. I hope some of these tips work for you, and I'm just going to get straight into it because I don't want this video to be too long. I want it to be as stress-free as possible and simple to follow. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to list all our expenditure. So we have things like priority bills, which are things like your mortgage, your rent, your council tax, gas, electric and water. You may have a few other ones, but they're the main ones. So if you write a list of all of your expenditure for one calendar month, then you might have other things like catalogues, car payments, various insurances, so car insurance, home insurance, life insurances. You'll probably have a mobile phone, broadband, any like Sky TV packages or Netflix or anything like that, but you need to write down everything that you spend every month. Then you'll have your shopping, any fuel costs, maybe you don't have a car and you use the bus, so you'll need to include transport costs. Any hobbies you have, like maybe going to the gym, any subscriptions, so gym memberships, magazine subscriptions. Write a list of all your expenditure down and put the total of what it cost you every month. So once you've done that, you need to add a total. Once you've written down all of your expenditure, there's a total at the bottom. Don't panic about this yet, because we're going to look at ways towards later on in this video on how you can maybe get those costs down. So once you've written down all of your expenditure, then we're going to do the same for income. For your income, you're going to write down, if you're self-employed, you write down your self-employed income, employed income, any maintenance payments you receive, if you're pensionable age, any pensions, or any other income that you receive, any benefits, write that down. So at the end of this task, it's probably going to be, I'm obviously going through it quite quickly, but this could be quite a lengthy task because your expenditure could be very long, and your income could just be like self-employed. So you write down all your expenditure and all your income. So once you've done that, we're going to move on to the next task. So you're going to go through your expenditure and we're going to look at where you can either get the cost reduced, or if it's something that's essential or something that maybe actually, do you know what, I can probably give up that for a few months to get myself in a better financial position. So obviously your mortgage is fixed, your rent is generally fixed as well, council tax is fixed, gas and electric. You can go onto various websites where you can get comparisons. If you haven't changed it in the last 6 months, you could be able to get a better deal. So look online and go to comparison websites and see if you can get a better deal on your gas and electric. Maybe get a fixed term for 6 months, just to get everything in order so you know what your set expenses are each month. Insurances, so home insurance and car insurance, make a note of when your next renewal date is, and go to comparison websites as well, and just, you know, do your research and check that you're getting the best deal possible. Obviously make sure you're getting all the items you need, like if it's home insurance, maybe accidental damage, various items, if they're over £1,000, they need to be insured or added to the insurance. So just make sure you've got all the items you want in your insurances, but make sure you're getting the best deal possible. Mobile and broadband packages, make sure that you're getting the best deals for those. If you're on a contract, maybe contact your service provider and see if you can if they're giving you the best deal possible. I know with Sky TV subscriptions, if you've been with them a long time, you can ring them up and say, well, I'm a long-term customer, is there anything you can do for me? Maybe give me a bit of discount, and they will generally give you a discount for 3 to 6 months. So that's also a way where you can get some costs reduced. If you've got credit cards, have a look, depending on how your credit score is. If you have a relative good credit, you could switch, do balance transfers and get your balance from one credit card with a relatively high rate switch to another credit card. I can do another video on this, but it's basically a case of transferring your balance from a high interest card to a lower interest card, but obviously that all depends on your credit rating. So that's another way that you can reduce some expenditure. If you've got non-essential expenditure, like things like maybe getting your nails done, or maybe going to get your hair done, or other things that you could actually probably live without just for like 3 to 6 months while you get yourself in order. Say, I'm going to do my nails myself, I'm just going to look after my nails myself. I used to get my nails done religiously, and then I just thought, well, I always had them short anyway, so that's just saving £40 per month, which I can spend on other things. I can invest that in Bitcoin, or I could do something else with it. So have a look at all your non-essential items that are things that you pay for. Maybe you might go out and have coffee every other day or whatever. Think about maybe getting yourself one of those nice coffee canister type drinks and making your own coffee. Things that you can look at that sort of non-essential and you can possibly live without. So once you've done that, you will probably have, hopefully, once you've done all this, you will have a different total which will be slightly less. So that will be your final total. Also, don't forget to add any debt that you have. Sometimes if you've got a catalogue and you fall behind on the payments, it goes to a debt collector stage, and sometimes then you obviously will have to make an arrangement to pay the debt collector. So if you've got any arrangements in place, add that to your expenditure as well. So you can also, if it's the new year and you're struggling to pay those, you can renegotiate the amount you're paying with them. And doing this exercise, working out your expenses and your income, they will want to know that anyway. So this will help, and it just puts you in a less stressful situation. At the end of the day, they want their money back, but they don't want to, they know that your priority debts are more important. I will do another video on debt anyway, but I just wanted to go through every possible expenditure that people might have. So at the end of this exercise, you will have your expenses and you will have your income. Now, a lot of people will be in a positive situation where they have their income is higher than their expenses, so they'll have some extra income left, so this is called disposable income. Then there will be people that have no income left, so then they're wondering, well, how am I living, and oh, these bills aren't getting paid. So what we're going to do now is just look very quickly at a few ways that you can marry up the two and maybe make it a bit more equal, just for like a 3 to 6 month period, to get yourself in a better financial position. So if you're in a negative position, but your income and expenditure shows that you should have some money left at the end of the month, and you're wondering, well, where is that money gone? You could have a notebook where you make a note of every bit of money that you spend, additional to obviously your set expenses. So for example, sometimes we withdraw cash and we've got cash in our purse or wallet, and we might pop out to the shop and then, oh, actually I'm going to get some petrol and I'll get a chocolate bar, or I've got to get some food shopping, oh, I can't bother to cook, I'll go and get a McDonald's. So it's all those additional things that are not already listed on your expenses. Make a note of them, and then at the end of the month you'll see, oh, well, actually over the month I spent £300 just on like cash things that weren't accounted for in my expenses. So then this will sort of give you an idea of where your money's going. Another thing you can do, if you're in a situation where you have a negative balance, so your income is a lot less than your expenditure and you're not managing to meet your expenses, is obviously go through and look at what you can cut out and just say, right, for the next few months I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do that. I'm going to reduce my food shopping bill by maybe preparing my meals and being a bit more organised on how I do my food shop. You can think about what food you waste at the end of each week and think, well, actually, if I buy less of that, then I'm not going to waste it. You know, if I buy, I buy 2 loaves of bread, but then I end up one goes stale, or, things like that. Look at where you can cut costs so you can sort of bring your expenses down. We are going to look in future videos on how to increase your income, but today I just really want to go through ways how you can work out your financial situation and look at sort of immediate steps that you can take to reduce your expenses and obviously you'll still have your same income at this point in time. The exercise is just to work out what financial position you are. It might be good, it might be bad, but at least you'll know, and then you can take the necessary steps to try and get it in order. For some people this might be a really stressful exercise, but once you've done it once, you can, it's really good, a really good exercise to have. You'll have it listed on paper, and then you can review it in 3 months' time or 6 months' time and just look at how your situation's improved. I do mine on a monthly basis. I do have my sort of set income and expenditure, so I pretty much know where I am, and do you know what? I have peace of mind because I know, oh yeah, if the worst situation you could be in is if something happened, like maybe your boiler, if you own your own property, if your boiler broke down, or if something happened to your car and you didn't have a pot of like an emergency fund where you can go and get it done. So just getting yourself in a financial getting your finances in order so you know your position is just the first step to starting, if you want to maybe leave your job and go self-employed. It would be a very difficult thing to do if you were maybe living paycheck to paycheck. You couldn't obviously leave that job because what would you live on while you're building your business? So I'm going to obviously do some more videos on how you can make that transition. So I hope this video hasn't been too stressful for you. I know when I did it first years and years and years ago, it was a very stressful situation, but once I did it once and I was able to keep on top of it, then it just came a regular thing and I did it every month. So I hope this video has been really helpful for you. I'm sorry if it's gone on a little bit longer, but I do get quite passionate about talking about finances and your income and expenditure and just getting things in order. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and I look forward to bringing more useful content to you. See you in the next one.